right, Adrienne, I have two questions for you. One, are you excited for Queen Things? And two, do you know what Queen Things is?
Okay, I'm going to take the second question first. No. And then the first question second. Yes!
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I just want you to know this is why I love you, because you see, you match energies and it's hard. You don't even know what we're about to get into. We could be about to do any old thing. I could be like, this next hour is me laying out my strategy to rob a bank. And according to you, you're ready for it. You're excited.
I'm like, how can I improve this strategy? How can I get you those G's? I want this for you. Whatever you want for you, I want that for you also.
Do you see what I'm saying, America? And this is why I love you. Hello and welcome to Two Queens, Two Crowns. I'm KJ Miller, entrepreneur, lecturer, and content creator. Yes, I am officially adding that to my resume. Adrienne, what about you? How do you want to introduce yourself to the people?
Today, I am Adrienne Rose White, actor, writer, producer. I'm going to take you up on that entrepreneur. I am an entrepreneur.
Yes.
And I teach people how to actually sell a TV show organically. That's what I do in these streets. And actually, we're going to add to it. Can I add to it? Can I keep going?
100%.
Okay, I also build writers' rooms. So right now I'm building a writer's room for a media company. I can't quite talk about the details yet, but I'm really excited about it. And to add one more, I don't know, feather to my cap thing that I do out here in these streets.
Amen. You know what? We are two queens, okay? This show, now I didn't name it Two Queens talking about us, but we are two queens.
Wait, I literally thought we were also the two queens talking about two sets of other queens.
Well, you know what? And it can be that. It absolutely can be that, because we are out here making moves, and I love that for you. You better be building these writers' rooms. I don't know what's involved in that, but I love that for you. It sounds like real work. It sounds like Hollywood work. It does sound very Hollywood. Now I'm gonna say that. It sounds very Hollywood.
It's extremely Hollywood. I am of this place. When in Rome, when in Hollywood, one must Hollywood. But I think I love finding the right people for the right roles and bringing them together to be in their zone of genius and do their magic. So I feel very excited to help this company define its voice and find the right people to sort of bring it to life. That's like one of my favorite things to do. So I'm super excited.
Well, there's no better person for it than you. So I'm very excited for you. And I'm very excited for us because this is our second episode. We made it. We made it to episode 2. The haters said we wouldn't do it.
And you know where they are? Nowhere. Because we're here.
Exactly.
Done.
The haters said it wouldn't happen, but here we are. It's episode 2, but it's our first Queen Things episode. And now, Adrienne, are you ready for me to finally tell you what Queen Things is?
I mean, I do like this space of uncertainty where anything could happen. It's like Schrodinger's cat, but you know what? It's time to open the box.
The Queen Things episodes are the ones that come in between our main event episodes. You know, the main event episodes, as you know, are the ones where we dive into the powerhouse women and we talk about how they've historically been pitted against one another and why we believe actually they've helped one another. Those are our main event episodes, but the Queen Things come in between. So these come every other week. And basically they serve 3 purposes. And right now it's 3. And if we grow it from 3, that is our prerogative. Okay. But for now, these episodes serve 3 main purposes. So number 1, this is our space to react to our listeners' comments and feedback, of which we have received a lot. I don't know if you've been seeing these comments.
You know, solely rely on my friends to tell me what's happening in the world. So I'm very excited for you to tell me what's happening on TikTok, on YouTube, all the places.
Oh girl, it's a lot. It's a smorgasbord. So that's part one, right? We want to react to what we're hearing and seeing in the streets. Then number two is really to give us the space to dive into some new tidbits, some updates, some news on our main characters from the week before, because not everything fits so neatly into the narrative that we're laying out, right, into the case that I'm building. But sometimes there's other stuff we want to talk about. So that's the second thing, give us the space to bring up some of the things that maybe didn't fit in the prior week's episode.
The additional jewels in the crown, if you will. Yes. Do you see America? Do you see Adrienne is out here with the literary devices, and that's that is why I love you. Okay, and then that's why I got into podcasting literature. There, I'm done.
Do you see? And then number three is really to be a catch-all for anything else we want to share that week. Now, I don't want it to get out of hand. You know me, I like structure. I don't like rambling. I don't like too much nonsense and chaos. However, I would like us to just have a little bit of a parking lot for other thoughts we may have that we think are pertinent to share that week. So that's the purpose of Queen Things. What do you think?
I think that sounds great. It sounds like the stuff drawer where you put all the extra stuff that doesn't have a drawer, but that's where the treasure is. I'm always going to the stuff drawer and be like, oh, I need a rubber band.
Always.
Oh, I need
100.
I don't know, pair of chopsticks, whatever it is. This is the stuff drawer.
I love that.
Of Two Queens, Two Crowns. Great.
Okay, can I hit them with another analogy? Is it an analogy or a metaphor? I'm always getting a little confused. You're the literary genius here.
I mean, genius. No, tell me what it is, and I'll tell you which it is.
Okay, I think it's an analogy. So you compared it to a stuffed drawer. I'm going to compare it to leftovers. But the best leftovers, you know what I mean? Not the leftovers that you push to the back of the fridge and you're ugh. The leftovers that you're so excited the next day when you remember oh my God, I still have my Thai food. You know what I'm saying? That's what the Queen Things episode is. Now, what is that? Is that an analogy or a metaphor?
It's actually a simile. Because you say I would compare it to. So if you had said it is leftovers, I would say it's a metaphor. But since you essentially said it's like leftovers, it's a simile.
And that's how I know your SAT score was better than mine. And
I loved the analogy section. That was my favorite part of the SAT, and I was so sad when they took it away the year after. I was like, but my puzzles.
I'm so here for this. And also, fun fact about Adrienne, she tutored the minds of America for many years. Adrienne literally was out here tutoring these children. For how many years were you doing that? 7, 8, 9 years? A long time.
A long time. I mean, and actually, I tutored while I was still in high school. I tutored middle school. So,
my God.
In terms of my
generations.
It was 20 years of tutoring when you put it all together, if you stack it.
And that is why you know these literary devices. And I love that. I love that.
For me.
All right, Adrienne. So right off the bat, we have got to address everybody's comments because we got a lot of comments on last week's episode on Beyonce and Taylor. Now I posted on both my personal accounts. I posted on, obviously the Two Queens, Two Crowns YouTube, and I posted on the Two Queens, Two Crowns TikTok. So, across multiple platforms, multiple accounts, we have racked up somewhere in the neighborhood of 500 to 600 comments at this point across those platforms. And by the way, I've posted 3 videos. Okay. It's not like I've posted dozens and dozens of clips. So the people have thoughts, and I will say, despite the fact that I think we did a great job of making it clear that our goal was to lift both of these women up, somehow a lot of these comments are filled with like angst and animosity and frustration and upset and anger. So I want to prep you for that, you know?
Okay. I'm ready now.
I want to prep you for that.
Okay.
Okay. All right. But before we do that, let me just say, I want to start off on a high note, okay? Because some of the girls, as they say, the girls that get it. And some of the girls did get it, okay? So I would like to, before we jump into the animosity, I just want to shout out a few of my favorite comments highlighting that the people did understand the point of this this endeavor here. All right, so first off, one of the clips I posted was a clip arguing that Beyonce's surprise drop of her self-titled album helped pave the way for Taylor's surprise drop of Folklore. Here are some of the comments we got. From Lil Jackpot. She says, "You are absolutely correct. I feel that Taylor would very much agree. Beyonce changed how people put out music. That moment was insane." So thank you, Lily Jackpot. We agree.
Thanks, Lily Jackpot. You seeing you're picking up what she's putting down, and we love that. Yes.
Love that. Another comment from this one is Lynn Solace 87. She said, I remember me and my friend calling each other when Taylor dropped Folklore, and we were like, she pulled a Beyonce on us. So again, Lynn Solace gets it.
Lynn Solace. Yes. Oh, I love that they called it a Beyonce. Yes, let's make Beyonce a verb. Yes. She pulled pulled a Beyonce. It's still a noun. I take that back. But pulled a Beyonce. I'm here for it.
And then a few about, I also posted a clip about Taylor's genre hopping, helping to pave the way for the broad acceptance of Beyonce's genre switch ups. And a lot of people posted that they were on board with that too. So this is from the Slip podcast. And so, no, hold on. The Sip Lip podcast. They wrote, agreed. They each up the game for the other in the best way. So podcast to podcast, thank you for that.
Hi, podcast bestie. Hi. We love you.
Hey, hi, love you. And then another user, her name is Sarah Pazarchik. I hope I'm saying that right. She wrote, yes, and we all know that B has paved the way for so many female artists in other ways. They help make space for each other by succeeding. Love that.
Correct. Yes.
The people are getting. And now this one I am deeming my comment of the week. This is from Dr. Tracy Timberlake. Okay. And she put the doctor in her username. Okay. She wrote, success studies success. Tay would be crazy not to study B, and B would be remiss if she didn't at least take a few notes from Tay. It doesn't take away the hard work from either.
I mean, do you want to I feel like we should just put that in the podcast notes. Like that's,
okay.
Yes. Perfect.
Like
yeah,
that's what we're doing here. Dr. Tracy Timberlake, you nailed it. Comment of the week, you get it. Okay, the girls that get it. All right. So I just wanted to, before we get into the muck, I just wanted to shout out that there are, in fact, a lot of listeners who understand what it is we're doing here and who appreciate what it is we're doing here.
Oh, thanks, listeners that get it. And actually, even the ones that don't get it, I know we're going to dig in right now, but I totally get being so used to a world that's used to getting headlines by pitting people against each other. You get a teeny bit of information, and you have you have that triggered reaction. You're like, oh, I know what this is, and I hate this. I hope they take the time to get to know us a little better, because this exactly is the page of lifting each other up. So I'm happy we get to hear the other side and, assuage a bit.
Yes, I agree. And so, with that said, let's jump in. Now, I'm going to call these spicier comments. I will politely refer to them as our spicier comments. And they broadly broke into two buckets, right? So, the first bucket was angry at the mere suggestion that one of these artists influenced the other. And the second bucket was angry that we were comparing them all. So first, let me just ask: were you seeing any of these? Now, I did tag you in all of these posts, Adrienne. Did you happen to see any of these comments?
I saw one. I saw
Okay.
one. And I saw you responded very nicely. There was one comment I remember where they were like, why are you pitting them against each other? And you're like, that's exactly what we're not doing. I'm so glad you brought that up. Thanks. You had like a very polished response to that. I saw that one.
Yeah.
I think I hearted your response, and I was impressed.
Oh, well, thank you. All right, so I'm just going to read a sprinkling of some of the comments. I'm not going to name the users who left these comments. I'm not trying to spread any like hate or anything like that. But here's a sprinkling of what was said, and I think this kind of encompasses both buckets. All right, so from one commenter, this person said, "Baby, Beyonce was always pushing the envelope even before Taylor happened. Please don't give this credit to Taylor." Okay. Then another commenter said, "Girl," and it was spelled with a U, so I'm putting extra emphasis on it. "Girl, Beyonce been switching genres before Taylor, from R&B to pop to hip hop to Afro. Be fucking for real." And now they said BFFR, but I do know what that stands for. So be fucking for real. Okay. And then here's another one. This one was someone who felt as if they were defending Taylor. They said, "Any excuse to credit anyone but Taylor." And so you get the idea. That is a very small sprinkling, but you get the idea. So let me pause there and just ask, what are your thoughts, Adrienne?
I think that it just comes back to what we said last week, where lifting up one doesn't come at or saying that one inspired the other doesn't take anything away from the other. Like, yeah, Beyonce was innovating before Taylor came onto the scene, and then Taylor came onto the scene. Like, Beyonce's was inspired by Stevie Wonder, was inspired by like so many people. And as an artist, you have to keep being inspired, including by your contemporaries. So I just think it doesn't. And on the flip side, with Taylor, like giving credit to anyone but Taylor. Again, Taylor, top of her game, is always taking in influences and finding her expression of it and her response to it. So yeah, I think the people sound like they are putting their person on a pedestal as opposed to seeing them as part of a larger conversation. And these artists know they're a part of the same conversation. They're driving that conversation. So I think there's that feeling to protect or defend something that actually stands on its own and doesn't need protection or defense.
Yeah. 100,000%. I have so many thoughts on this, many of which I have shared on TikTok. But I think sort of my driving underlying thought is it is odd to me, and maybe odd isn't the right word, but it feels a little odd to me that people are unwilling to accept the idea that women operating at this level are studying one another and are in fellowship with one another, or at the very least are taking notes on and, observing what the other person is doing. I know a lot of really powerful women. I know a lot of really impressive women. I know a lot of really successful women. In fact, I'd put most of the women that I run with in that group. All of them are constant students. You know what I'm saying? Like the
Yeah.
idea of learning is not something they push away from. It's something they strive for. They strive to be constantly learning and constantly improving and constantly seeking out, you know, even better mentors, even better examples, even better. And so that concept to me is ingrained in me, right? If I want to do anything well, I'm going to look for people doing it better. I'm going to look for people operating in this space that I want to operate in. And then I'm going to observe and I'm going to study and I'm going to ask questions and I'm going to ask, can I meet with you? Can we do a chat? Can I, you know, pick your brain? Can I pay you to sit down with me and counsel me? Because I am a student and I have a student first approach. And it, to me, the powerful and impressive women I know think very similarly. And so it's what's odd to me is the fact that people have such a difficult time wrapping their head around the idea that like Beyonce and Taylor might be the same. Like, do you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes total sense to me. And they're different expressions of some of the same like inspiration and some of the same like genius and the same commitment to impact and like just doing incredible work in music. And they have different ways of expressing it, but they're both clearly have a growth mindset and are always up leveling and looking for the next way and the better way and the best way and the new thing. And so of course I think it just speaks to having a growth mindset, you know, and you have a growth mindset too. And yeah, I think that sort of zero sum feeling, I don't know, it happens a lot in our culture. The idea that there has to be a winner or a loser, there has to be a ranking, there has to be like someone comes out on top. And sure, there are metrics in which things come out on top, but in so many, it doesn't have to be a competition.
100%. But you know what I blame?
What you blame?
Since we can just say what we want on this
The
episode.
patriarchy.
Yes, and capitalism. Now, let me just say this. Now,
Was
you
that
were
fair?
at you recall what reunion were we at recently? Was it 15? Our 15-year college reunion. Yes. Okay. So we were at our 15-year college reunion last summer, and, you know, there was a session where we were all talking about success and what that looks like with our classmates. And I raised the concept of capitalism and the ills of capitalism. And it kicked off quite a discussion. And I would like to kick that off again here. Okay.
Let's do it. No one else can interrupt. Let's go. I love it.
Here's the thing. Now, I feel like it might seem antithetical to some that I am both an entrepreneur and somewhat anti-capitalistic, but I'm both of those things. And this is why. I think capitalism, at least the way that we practice capitalism here in America, is so individualistic, is so focused on just the individual person that it essentially prohibits all of us or primes all of us into thinking that the idea of collaboration is bad. The idea of picking up influence from someone else is bad. Like, I feel like this capitalistic structure that we are in has essentially taught all of us that you've got to do it on your own. You've got to rely on yourself. If you in any way are relying on someone else, that's bad. That equals them being able to take credit for your hard work. Like, you've got to pull yourself up by your bootstraps, when all of that to me is nonsense. Anyone who's ever done anything with the help of anyone can attest to the fact that that's better. Like, it's better. It's just objectively better when someone is helping you, when someone is collaborating with you, when someone you trust is giving you advice or lifting you up or whatever. Like, that is just better. But I feel like capitalism has primed us all to think that we should all be doing it on our own. And I feel like that has been carried to how we think about the media stars and artists that we love. We need to believe that they're doing it all on their own. Now, does that track for you, or do you think I'm just out here on a branch just being wild?
I don't think you're being wild at all. Let me think. So I have to parse it a little bit. Because I absolutely think we live in a pretty individualistic society. In terms of the capitalism fitting into that, and so I used to tutor world history, so I think I have a slightly different perspective on this than most people.
You better hit them with the history, yes.
But I was like, and watch me get this all wrong. I haven't taught in many years, so you know, what's it called? Caveat. But one of the things I remember when they were talking about, mercantilism, which is a form of capitalism in which you're like trying to do the most business within your country. One of the things they talked about that was the innovation of a corporation, right? Like this idea that you didn't have to work alone as an individual, and that was the way they started building these shipping companies, right? Where this is back when you'd send a ship and you don't know if it's ever coming back or not, right? Like you send 10 ships, like one's coming back of the 10 ships. So then they had the idea of, okay, having a corporation. So you have 10 people invest in these 10 ships. So that way when one ship comes back, everyone, and so as opposed to having one ship, and if it goes wrong, you're like out on your ass forever. You've split the responsibility around multiple people. So I do think we live in a society where there are structures for collaboration. But I also think so. I don't wholly buy into the idea that capitalism is only individualistic. I do think the expression here is really individualistic. But I'll also say, and this is my feeling on capitalism, like I always think, like, well, it's better than feudalism, and then whatever comes next will be better than capitalism. Like, I'm hoping that there are continually, like, as we advance as humanity, that we'll have better and better currency systems for exchange of energy, because I do think capitalism has a lot of limitations, and I think in terms of what I think you hit the nail on the head when you say people think it takes away if you had to do it with someone else, when in reality, to have big impact, you have to have teams. Like, that's what impact is touching many people, right? So I think, that was probably a bit of a tangent, but I feel you. I think about these things too, and about the structures, and that I think there can be, I think we can, as a society, think more thoroughly about how. I remember I was going to say. There's this proverb. I forget which African country it's from. I apologize. But the proverb is something like, "If you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together." Right? Like when you work with other people, things can have a lot more longevity and a lot more impact. So if we set up things to support people so that they can actually have that longevity and that impact, I think it'd be a lot more sustainable on a lot of fronts.
100%. And yeah, I agree with all of that so much. And I think, like, sometimes I oversimplify my feelings on capitalism. I am not fully anti-capitalist. I just think, like, our brand of capitalism with almost no social safety nets is, I mean, honestly, terrible, right? Whereas I think other countries have figured out how to run an economy based largely on free market principles, which is capitalism, but with a social safety net much larger and more secure than ours, which allows people to then continue to participate in the more collaborative efforts that I think make all of us better, versus feeling like it's every man for himself, because, like, there's nothing to save me, there's nothing to catch me, so, like, I gotta just look out for me. I can't be looking out for you. I can't be, you know what I mean? Like, anyway,
puts you in that survival mode. Yeah, when you're not
Exactly.
in survival mode, you have a totally different experience. You can see things more broadly. Yeah, I feel
Exactly.
that.
Exactly.
I think more
And
strategically.
And I think that constant survival mode honestly does bleed into not just how we do things for ourselves, but how we think about the artists and people that we support and love. Like, I do very much see a through line to how people think about and talk about the Beyoncés and Taylors of the world. I think like that rugged individualism and like self-reliance, it does translate. And I realize, you know, that is a bit out there, but I do see that through line.
I hear what I totally feel what you're saying. It's in the zeitgeist and how people take in information. Like when they hear someone got something from someone else, they're like, oh, no, they didn't. They did it all on their own. It's like,
right.
No, and it's fine that that's not how culture works. Like you take
right.
and you borrow from.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
You get it. I love that. You get it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, anything else we want to say on this topic specifically before we move into part 2, which is news and updates? Anything else on the comments and feedback? I guess I will say just one more thing on the comments and the feedback, which is, and you kind of led with this at the top. I am appreciative of even the people who don't quite get it yet. Like, I just want to be clear. I don't actually think that they are all haters. Now, some people are just hating to hate, but I do think some people really are engaging at the level where they are. You know what I mean? And you can't really ask more of people than that. And I'm, first of all, grateful for the engagement that helps us, right? And I'm grateful for the discourse. Like, the only way to move a conversation forward is to have the debate, is to have the discussion. So I'm grateful for all the comments, and I do hope that we're doing something to push this conversation in the direction that, you know, we at least think it should go. So that's the other thing I wanted to add. Anything else you want to add on this?
Let me see. No, I think that's such a beautiful note to end on. Yeah, you nailed it. 10 out of 10, no notes.
Amazing. All right. Well, then let's go ahead and move on to our news and updates. Now, I don't know if you know this, but I am titling this episode A Cecred Tortured Poet. And so now we need to get into why I'm titling it that, which brings us to part 2, the updates. Now, the Cecred part is, of course, Beyonce's hair care launch. It is called, the name of her hair care brand is Cecred. Now that is spelled Cecred, and there's an apostrophe over the E, Cecred. Have you seen anything about this launch? Are you familiar? Are you up to date?
Girl, I am not up to date at all. I haven't had a hairdresser for a year, so I only just found someone has very kindly been doing my blowouts and keeping me like reasonably fresh, but I need this information right now. I just found someone to cut my hair next weekend, so we'll see how that looks. But any information about great new hair care, I'm in a very open place at the moment. I need support.
Love that. Okay, so Cecred is Beyonce's hair care line. We'll jump into that first, and then a Cecred Tortured Poets Department is Taylor Swift's new album that is launching on April 19th, and I have a few updates there as well. But let's start with Beyonce. Now, let me say this, Adrienne. I have observed Beyonce's entrance into new brands and selling new products over the years. And as you know, I teach a course at Yale on entrepreneurship and consumer products. So this is something that I study, I observe. I got my ears to the ground when it comes
dare I say it, uniquely qualified. Continue.
I mean, your girl knows a few things, okay? I have been watching this rollout with just awe. She has done this launch of her hair care line, Cecred, so much differently than any other product she's launched. So much differently than House of Darion. I don't even know if you remember House of Darion. Okay.
I do. That was exact. I was like, I don't want to bring it up, but I wondered. I know that didn't have the legs that they had hoped for.
Correct.
And so tell me about the differences. I was so curious. You're hitting it on the head.
Yes. Yes. So much differently than House of Darion, so much differently from Ivy Park, which of course was her athleisure brand. Even so much differently from Saint Noir, which is her fragrance brand she launched just a few months ago. I just feel like somebody either sat down with Beyonce and really walked her through how to do a consumer product launch right, or this product just meant that much to her that she decided to approach it completely differently. I don't know which camp she falls in. Maybe it's a mix of both. But what I am seeing, like, these are the sorts of things I talk to my students about. So let me explain this a little bit, okay? One of the things that I talk to my students about when it comes to marketing your brand is that the way you market your brand should match and, in fact, reinforce the promises you've made from your brand, right? Like the choices you've made about your brand. Because your brand, as I define it, your brand is really the set of choices that tell your customer why they should care, right? So your brand is your price, your positioning, your packaging, all of those things tell your customer why they should care. And then when you go to market that brand, it should reinforce those choices. Okay. Stick with me here. Now I'm trying to fit in a whole semester's worth of lectures into, 2 minutes. Okay. But
let me take notes. 1 second. Let me pull up my notes app. I wasn't ready. Is there a test? Oh, is life the test?
There is a test. There is a test. Okay. Exams are next week. So, okay. So here's the thing. If you look at what her branding says, I'm going to actually read something from her website, okay, just to give you a sense of the branding. The site says, "We don't just dress hair with cosmetic sheen. We combine our patent pending technology with the wisdom and rituals passed down through generations to deliver high performing formulas for visible strength, length retention, moisture, and shine." So that's their brand positioning, right? In a nutshell, they are saying we are combining science with rituals, right? And you can infer from that African-American rituals, because this is an African-American brand. Okay, science and rituals. That's what you're now telling me your brand is. So now how are you going to market that in a way that reinforces to me what your brand is? Well, let me tell you what they've done, Adrienne. Every single one of the videos, the first, I would say, dozen or so videos and posts that I saw on TikTok and other platforms were not just creators. These were hairstylists, professional hairstylists, either using the products on themselves or using the products on their clients and talking about the products in a very meticulous, science-backed way, right? So you told me, the number one thing about your brand is science. Okay, so I've got professionals, not just any old busybody on TikTok doing hair, doing her, combing her locks. Professionals, okay, talking meticulously about the roots, the moisture, the penetration of the product, how fine it is, how it's penetrating, how it's hydrating, how it's, using words that I personally don't have in my vocabulary because I'm not a professional hairstylist, right? So that's number one, right? So now you've immediately mapped to the science piece, right? Because you are hitting me with professionals, not any old homegirl who has doing her hair on TikTok. That's number one.
Okay, so were you dropping words like porosity? That's what I'm hearing. That's the one
Yes.
word I know from the research I did this past weekend. Porosity. Very
exactly.
Continue.
I very much saw people using the word porosity. Okay, so that's number one in your rollout. What's number two? Number two, Ms. Tina Knowles, Beyonce's mother, who is also a professional hairstylist, has been prominently featured in the marketing. I have seen her more than I've seen Beyonce. And what does that give me? The rituals. Because Beyonce has learned everything she knows about hair from her mom and her mom's mom. And I am seeing that in the marketing. So right out the gate, their marketing choices are reinforcing for me the very things they've said their brand stands for: science and ritual. And when I tell you I am so compelled in a way, and by the way, this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing so many people have this conversation. I am so compelled to purchase this product in a way that, frankly, I have not been by Beyonce's other products. I just haven't. And you know me, I'm Beehive till I die, but I have not been that compelled. I am so compelled. And as someone who studies consumer products and branding and marketing and launches and all of these things, it just has made me so proud, because I know the work that goes into this. It just has made me so proud. And we haven't even talked about the fact that they brought in the CEO from who was the prior CEO of Living Proof. Again, professionals, right? They didn't just put Beyonce on the masthead and say Beyonce's the CEO, which is what a lot of celebrity brands do, because they want you to feel like, oh, I'm buying Beyonce. No, again, just all of these choices have so reinforced what they've said the brand is about. I love it. I love it.
I am so excited. Will you send me some of their videos after this? I know we're busy right now, but later. You have sold me on this. I've been looking for hair care for a minute. Listen, when they inspire that kind of excitement, that's when you're like, oh, I really want to look at this. This word, when you, and in alignment with their values. That's amazing.
100,000%. Yes, I will send you their videos, and I will just say I'm so excited to try it. The only reason I haven't bought it yet is because I've promised myself and Kadar I'm going to go on a spending diet, and I have a fair amount of shampoo and conditioner right now from other great brands. I've got a lot of Pattern products and a lot of Briogeo products, and I do love both of those brands. But once I have run down on my supply, please believe I will be heading right over to Cecred.com and picking up the bundle, because I'm convinced. I am compelled. I'm excited to see Beyonce roll something out in this way. So that's what I wanted to say as it relates to Cecred.
Oh, I'm so glad you told me. I'm literally, when I meet this new hairstylist I'm trying out this weekend, I'm going to be bringing up like, oh, have you seen everything for Cecred? And they will either be like, yes, or they'll be like, no. So, but either way, I sound like I know what's going on. Knowledgeable consumer here.
That's right. That's exactly right. You're welcome. Okay. And then the update on the Tortured Poets department for Taylor. Okay, look, the update is this. Now, basically the Swifter hood has been ablaze with speculation that Rep TV is coming out soon. Now, when I say those words, do you know what I mean? Rep TV?
No, I don't. Okay. Is it like Reptar from... Okay. From what's it, Rugrats? Rugrats reference?
Okay.
No.
All of the Swifties listening just drop their heads in shame. No. Okay.
I'm sorry to disappoint the Swifterhood. I'm like, is there like a little Swifterhood, like a little sister Swifterhood?
You have disappointed us. No. Okay. So Rep TV is Reputation, her album. TV is Taylor's version. So you do, I assume you know Taylor has been re-recording all of her first 6 albums.
This I do know. Yes, I do.
Okay.
Oh, I have a thing to tell you about Taylor and me after this. I have a thing, but I'll tell you after. I don't want to interrupt like I just did right now, like this interruption right now. I'm going to stop. Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. And is it her first 6? I think it might be her first 5 albums that she's re-recording. I think it's her debut, which was called Taylor Swift, Fearless, Speak Now, Red, 1989, and Reputation. Okay, 6 albums. She's re-recording 6 albums. She's done 4 so far. She has 2 left. Reputation is the next one that we, and by we I mean the Swifties, believe she is giving to us. And now we have been speculating on when this album is going to drop. We've been speculating for months and months, okay? But the speculation has really picked up this last week. The reason I wanted to bring it up, and I did make a TikTok about this, is because I want to be very clear. I don't know what people are talking about when they're reading the tea leaves and they're decoding the Easter eggs. There's so many videos that are like, okay, Taylor said the number 2 and she said it 5 times. 5 times 2 is 10. So on March 10th, we will get like literally, and I promise you, I'm not making fun of these videos. I'm just trying to give life to. I'm trying to bring it to life for you. This is literally what people are saying, or they're like, okay, Taylor wore the color green when she sang her surprise song in Singapore, but on other nights she wore the color purple. What are green and purple? They signify that, and I'm just like, what? I can't follow it. I don't know what's happening, other than the Swifties are all very excited. And so I'm like, okay, I'm excited too. I mean, I want Reputation TV, but I don't know how to follow any of this. So I guess mainly what I want to say is I just wonder if you've ever felt like you're not participating in something the way everyone else is participating, but you're still very excited and you want people to know. Like, has this ever happened for you?
I feel like you just described my whole life of like not knowing what's going on, but generally getting excited about things. I feel like I really deeply resonate with this. And all I can say is welcome. It's fun over here, honestly. It's really nice.
Yeah, totally.
'Cause you get all the endorphins and none of the stress of like, but what about the green dress? You're like, that wasn't the point. It's just exciting. I don't know.
Yeah. You know, that is such a good point. I love your perspective on this because you're right. I don't have any of the stress. I do get the sense that some of my fellow Swifties are quite stressed right now. I'm not stressed because I don't even know what to be stressed about. I'm not, like, when I see the videos of her live performances or her quotes on, I don't know, Instagram, or like at some point her shop, like TaylorSwift.com, her website went dark, I guess. And then they were like, that is a sign. And they were like, this black screen means this. And I was like, how do y'all know? I can't follow any of it. But the upshot is I don't have any of the stress. I just get the excitement of like, oh my God, it's coming. It's probably coming. The people who know things say it's coming. Like, this is exciting. But I don't get the associated stress. So that is a very good perspective, Adrienne. Thank you.
Absolutely. Enjoy the videos. Enjoy the ride. And it's so fun because whenever it does drop, and I'm personally of the opinion that, I mean, Taylor Swift, you know, she does, obviously there's an incredible method to the madness. And I think after it's happened, surely someone will get to look back and be like, oh, I got it right, or oh, I got it wrong, or any of those things. But I'm guessing she's pretty adaptive to the moment, at least from the very little I've ascertained from my Swiftie friends. She tends to adapt based on what's happening in the world. So then rather than trying to anticipate, because she may not even know her next move, right? Like, she's acting in response to things and choosing the right moment based on that, as opposed to like she has this whole well thought out plan that she's sending signals on, you know?
Now that's going to be a controversial take. That's going to be a controversial take.
Yes, she does have, okay. Oh dear. I do stand by it, but I will also say that's not to say she hasn't planned it meticulously. Like, again, from everything she's done, it's clear that she does meticulous planning.
Yes.
But I think part of the ride is watching an artist unfold the thing. But I'm also the girly, like, I wasn't trying to find out what was in the Christmas presents before Christmas Eve. You know, I was excited to open it on the day. Like, I like the anticipation. So
Yeah.
I'm
No, I think you're probably right. Like, I do think she's quite meticulous. I do think she's had some of this planned for many, many years. But also, I think, I mean, anyone who's run any sort of business knows that, like, you scenario plan, like, because you can best laid plans, right? But things happen and things change and then you adapt. So I think you're probably right. But are there going to be some Swifties who are like, no, she planned it exactly down this way to this date, to the T, to the second. Nothing has changed. Yes, there are 100% some Swifties who feel that way. And you know what? More power to them. I love that for them.
We love a diversity of opinion in this house. Here we go.
I know that's right. Amen. Okay, well, that brings us to part 3, which is what I like to call the parking lot. This is really where anything else that we have not said goes. Oh, what is it? What do you got?
I have something to say.
Okay.
So I mentioned that I have a dear friend, Maya, who's a big Swiftie, and it was her birthday this last year. And so the reason this is important to this conversation is because I planned an entire Taylor Swift menu. So where every dish was named after different Taylor Swift songs. I didn't even think about, would you like to hear the menu? This will take a second to pull up, but
I would like to hear the menu.
Do it. Okay. You fill the space while I look this up.
Well,
Take
I'm
guesses.
just curious.
Why don't you guess what potential dishes could be?
Okay. Is one of the dishes called Getaway Car? I feel like that'd be a good dish.
No, but I want to name it that. Okay, here we go.
Or is one of the dishes called Invisible String?
No, that's also a good one. Okay. Well, here, I have it up. Should I screen share? Do you want to see this menu?
Yeah. Can you?
Okay.
Is it going to let you?
Okay, great. Here we go. Well, here, I'll scroll. I don't know if I'm allowed to show pictures, but that's us. But so we have a perfectly good heart, which I think there's a song called A Perfectly Good Heart. Some of these are deep cuts, I'll be honest.
Yeah, and if they're from her first 5 albums, I'm not going to know them all. So
that's okay.
Vigilante shit, I definitely know.
Yes! So that was Make Your Own Fucking Tacos. I called Vigilante shit. So for
crudité summer.
And like instead of cold as you, we had cod as you.
Love.
Instead of Paris, we have Paris. Instead of sad, beautiful, tragic, we have salad, beautiful, tragic.
Love.
Deluxe edition bonus track 1, everything has changed. And instead of a place in this world, it's a fruit plate in this world. Then we have a deluxe edition bonus track 2, Epiphany. And then for drinks, we had Red, Taylor's version, which was a fresh squeezed blood orange juice with fresh basil, ginger, sparkling water, and a spirit of choice. And then probably the best named one at the request of the birthday girl was Champagne Problems, which was a chaotically pureed passion fruit with champagne, vanilla extract, grated ginger, and a mint garnish. This is how I spend my time.
That is so epic and so amazing. And I now need you to do the same. You have to do the same thing for me. You have to. So you have to. Now you are a Taylor Swift event planner and I'm thrilled. You'll just have to drop everything you're doing and that's fine. I love that for you because that's amazing.
So many people pitched that to me as a business. They were like, you should just make this meal over and over again in different cities so that people could have the meal and then go to a Taylor Swift concert. And I was like, look, someone else wants to book the Airbnb and buy the food. I'll do it. Like, this is fun to me. Yes.
I mean,
I love cooking.
A crudité summer is quite possibly the best thing I've ever heard. So I love that.
Oh, that makes me so happy. I love
so
puns.
Good.
And I appreciate
so
that it's not everyone's chosen form of humor, but it's mine. And that makes me happy.
Puns make me ridiculously happy. I love that so much. that whole menu. My God. Love, love, love. And I love that it ended in Champagne Problems because that's the song, as you know, that made me fall in love with Taylor.
That's
So,
right.
yeah.
Oh, meant to be. Meant to be. Okay. Well, let's see. Your birthday isn't till June. So we have time. You can,
Time.
yeah, fly me out. I'll make a menu. We'll make this happen.
Love. Love, love, love. Well, for my parking lot, mine is not nearly as exciting. I just wanted to plug my YouTube channel. That's what I'd like to use my parking lot time to do, because I just want to say my YouTube channel. So first of all, you can follow me at I am KJ Miller. That's my YouTube. Or if you just search KJ Miller, I'm sure I'll pop up at some point. But, I just want everyone to know that what I am building out on my YouTube channel is pretty much all the things I'm interested in, but in longer form. So launching a business, obviously I've done that, consumer products and sort of everything there within, launching a content creation career, which is something I'm in the process of doing, launching a podcast, mommy stuff. Kind of all of it is what's going on my YouTube. I literally just started it today. So, there's not a ton there yet, but there will be. And why not get in on the ground floor? Like, why not get in while it's young?
Do you know how much a comment means at the ground? Like, she's going to read your comment. You know what I mean?
am.
It will deeply impact the direction of the channel. So go over there. I'm going to go there. I'm going to go there right now. Listen.
You should.
Go on.
Please do.
Go off.
Please do. Please come subscribe. And Adrienne's exactly right. I am replying to every comment right now. Okay. So please come through. I just want to park that right there for anyone who's interested in longer form content. Obviously, if you're interested in short form content, I'm on TikTok. I'm on the tickety-tocketies. But if you're interested in the longer form, come join me on YouTube. And that's all I got for this parking lot segment.
Oh my God, I'm following you right now. I subscribed. I subscribed right now. Excuse me. Ooh, I love this. Yes, check out her YouTube page. So I am KJ Miller. Beautiful. Mm-hmm. You said you have 83 videos.
Most of those are shorts. I do have a lot of shorts, but long form.
Yes. Listen, no. I'm not going to let my bestie sell herself short. None of this. Oh, I only have a few. You have 83 videos, guys. There's so much good stuff up there. I know this only because I know this woman. Like, I follow her on TikTok, and she's my best friend. But you need to check this out. This is how I'm spending the evening now. I get to hang out with KJ. Yay.
Thank you.
That's it for this week, everyone. Be sure to follow us on TikTok at 2 Queens, 2 Crowns, and to check out the podcast on YouTube, 2 Queens, 2 Crowns. That's with the number 2, baby.
Adrienne and I would also love for you to follow us on our personal socials. I'm on TikTok at IAM_KJ Miller. I'm also on YouTube at IAMKJ Miller. And Adrienne is on IG at Adrienne Rose White. We'll see you next week.